All right, in Los Angeles, disturbing news. Anti-Semitic incidents doubled in the last year right here in Los Angeles. This is according to Cal State San Bernardino's Center for the Study of Hate and Extremism. Just this week, 2 West Hollywood businesses were vandalized with what investigators are calling anti-Semitic language. This is a security video of a man tagging a store on Santa Monica Boulevard, this on New Year's Eve. Investigators are still trying to identify him. Our Itay Hod joins us now from the LA Museum of the Holocaust. Good morning, Itay. You're in front of a very, very somber wall, aren't you?
Good morning, Giselle. Yes, I am. This is the Children's Memorial here at the museum. It's a wall that has 1.2 million holes in it, each one of them representing one of the Jewish kids killed during the Holocaust. Visitors are given a little note, a piece of paper with some information and a picture on each child, and they're encouraged to write a little prayer, roll it up, and then place it into one of these holes. I spoke to one of the volunteers here, a woman who came here all the way from Belgium in an attempt to escape anti-Semitism in Europe. She said she thought she'd never see that here in the U.S., but the last 2 weeks have been so frightening and so traumatic. At one point, she even thought of leaving. Take a look.
For the last 2 years, Kelly Goldberg has been volunteering at the Los Angeles Museum of the Holocaust, educating visitors about the dangers of anti-Semitism. But even though she's given dozens of these tours before, there's one particular exhibit that's especially difficult.
Each time I come, each time for a tour, I get chills. All 4 of my grandparents are Holocaust survivors, and I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for their survival.
The museum's Children's Memorial features 1.2 million holes drilled into stone walls. Each one represents a child murdered by the Nazis.
It's 1.2 million children that could have had families.
But the recent wave of anti-Semitic attacks, including more than a dozen in New York and Los Angeles alone, has left many in the SoCal Jewish community on edge.
I feel unsafe, even though I tell myself, you know, we're in good hands. It's the US. I moved here from Belgium to feel safe. And I'm here, I hear all these attacks. And of course, the first thing that comes to mind is, should I move to Israel?
Over the weekend, the Bayou, a popular bar in West Hollywood, was spray painted with graffiti that read, "Hitler was right." Another store nearby was also vandalized. Last month, a popular synagogue in Beverly Hills was ransacked. Kelly says the best way to fight anti-Semitism is with education.
So when I first start the tour, I always start with the question, does anyone know anything about the Holocaust?
According to a 2018 study, 2/3 of millennials didn't know what Auschwitz was, and 22% said they've never heard of the Holocaust. Oscar Rodriguez, a construction worker from Modesto, said he was so worried about the rise of anti-Semitism, he came here on his vacation just to show his support.
I'm not Jewish, I'm Hispanic, but yet I feel this horrible pain. And by being here, I feel like I'm giving a voice to all these people here.
Oscar is not alone. According to Kelly, the surge of anti-Semitism has shaken many of her visitors who are worried about their own future.
I've definitely heard a lot of people thinking, what are they going to do now? What's their next move?
Kelly says she's hopeful things will turn around soon. Until then, she'll continue giving her speaking tours so that no one ever forgets.
These attacks come just as the Jewish community around the world gets ready to commemorate the 75th anniversary of the liberation of Auschwitz on January 27th. Giselle and Melvin.
Thank you very much for this report, Itay. Very important. Thank you.